This message will find you when it is time for everything to unfold. And if you are watching now, it is because something significant has already begun to move behind the scenes of your life. The truth we will explore may seem the opposite of what you have always been told. You do not manifest your deepest desires by chasing after them, but by letting them go. True power resides in an authentic surrender, for it is in that space of release that the magic begins. What you want most does not manifest when you are obsessed with looking for signs, but when you live as if you have already received it. It is a counterintuitive, almost provocative truth. The less you need the desire, the faster it finds its way to you. In that precise instant, your energy shifts, and the universe responds not to your request, but to your silent certainty. For so long, you may have lived with the deep, silent anguish of feeling that life is happening to you, not for you. It is the feeling of being perpetually prepared for a future that never seems to materialize. A state of readiness that slowly turns into a profound spiritual weariness. You have done the work, you have held the vision with sincerity, yet the final, graceful unfolding has remained just out of reach. Here, we must embrace a foundational principle from the work of Gregg Braden. The divine matrix does not operate on a linear, clock-based timeline. It operates on a timeline of coherence. The phrase, "when it's time," is not a date on the calendar. It is the precise moment your internal state of being becomes a vibrational match to the reality you have been asking for. This vibrational match is a biological reality. As Dr. Joe Dispenza teaches, to create a new future, you must break the habit of being your old self. The unfolding begins in the exact moment that your thoughts, your actions, and your feelings are no longer a broadcast of your past, but a clear, unified, and coherent signal of your future. This journey, then, is not about learning a new technique to force the future into existence. It is about understanding the subtle but powerful energetic shifts required to finally allow the future that is already waiting for you to unfold with grace and with ease. We begin by addressing the painful and passive state of waiting for the universe to decide it is your turn. It is the agony of waiting for a sign, a belief that places you in a position of powerlessness, subject to an external force you cannot influence, leading to a deep spiritual fatigue. We must explore Gregg Braden's insight that in the quantum field, all potentials exist simultaneously. Time is not a fixed line from past to future. Therefore, your desired reality is not coming to you from a distance. You are simply aligning with the version of it that already exists in the present. This leads to the game-changing revelation. The time is not a when, it is a who. The moment for everything to unfold is not a predetermined date, it is the moment you become the person who is energetically, biologically, and emotionally ready to sustain that new reality. The universe is not waiting on itself, it is waiting for you to become a coherent match. This invites a practical shift in perception through a readiness audit. Instead of asking, "When will it happen?" you must begin asking, "Who must I become for it to happen?" What beliefs, emotional habits, and narratives must be released for me to be a stable container for this new reality? This moves you from a passive waiter to a conscious creator. Think of the metaphor of the seed. A seed does not sprout based on a schedule written in the stars. It sprouts when its own internal conditions, the perfect combination of moisture, temperature, and energy, are met. The unfolding in your life operates under this same inviolable natural law. It is an inside-out process, not an outside-in event. Let us explore the energy of trying hard to manifest. This state of striving, pushing, and forcing, while seemingly productive, broadcasts a powerful underlying signal of doubt and lack. You only try to make something happen when you subconsciously believe it will not happen on its own. The effort itself becomes an affirmation of absence. The hidden mechanism at play is the conflict between coherence and control. As Gregg Braden teaches, the language of the field is heart-based coherence, a state of aligned thoughts and feelings. The energy of trying is mind-based control, which creates an incoherent, static-filled signal. It is the energetic equivalent of shouting your request, which only distorts the message and pushes the outcome away. This brings us to a counterintuitive truth. Allowing is a more potent action than forcing. The unfolding you seek exists in a state of flow, trust, and ease. To access it, you must match its frequency. This means releasing the tight grip of control and cultivating a state of active trust. This is not passive resignation. It is a confident, sovereign state of knowing that what is yours is already on its way. A practice in conscious allowing can be found in the 10-minute release. Once a day, for 10 minutes, formally and intentionally release your desire. Sit quietly and say, for these 10 minutes, I release the need to manage this outcome. I trust the intelligent process of my life. This trains your nervous system to tolerate the absence of control and to enter a state of receptive grace. Consider the analogy of the river. You cannot force a river to flow faster by desperately pushing the water from behind. Your attempts will only create turbulence and slow your journey. The most effective way to reach your destination is to build a sound vessel, your coherent self, and allow the powerful, natural current of the river to carry you with grace. We must address the confusing and often demoralizing experience where, just when you feel you are getting close to your desire, challenges intensify. It is the storm before the calm. Old fears resurface, external obstacles appear, and it can feel as if you are moving backward, testing your resolve to its limits. This intensification is not a sign that you are on the wrong path. It is often the final clearing of the incoherent energy and limiting beliefs that are not a match for the new reality you are about to enter. Your system is purging the last vestiges of the old self to make space for the new. It is a psycho-spiritual purge. This requires a liberating reframe. These are not setbacks, they are final exams. You must learn to view these challenges not as punishments or signs of failure, but as the universe presenting you with a final opportunity to demonstrate that you will no longer react in the old way. When you can face an old trigger with a new, coherent response, with peace instead of panic, you have passed the final test. A model for navigating this storm is to observe, don't absorb. When a challenge arises, practice becoming the neutral observer of the emotion. Say to yourself, this is interesting. The old pattern of fear is presenting itself for release. By observing it as a pattern, rather than identifying it as your reality, you disconnect from its power and allow it to pass through you without taking root. Think of the metaphor of renovating a house. Before you can install the beautiful new floors, furniture, and art of the new reality, you must first go through the messy and disruptive process of tearing out the old, rotten structures and weakened walls. This demolition phase is loud and chaotic, but it is an essential prerequisite for the beautiful creation that is to come. We have recapped the profound shift from seeing the unfolding as a future event to understanding it as a present-day process of becoming. It is a journey of releasing control, clearing resistance, and cultivating a deep inner state of knowing and worthiness. You are not waiting for the unfolding, it is waiting for you. We conclude with the essence of Gregg Braden's work. You are the author of your reality through the language of human emotion. The unfolding is not a mystery. It is a direct quantum conversation between the coherence of your heart and the infinite potential of the field. This entire process is grounded in the science of epigenetics. As Dr. Bruce Lipton teaches, when you change your emotions and beliefs, you are not just thinking differently. You are sending a new chemical and energetic signal to your 50 trillion cells. You are literally rewriting your biological reality from the inside out, becoming the physical embodiment of the future that is now ready to unfold. The message of this video finding you now is clear. The time for seeking is over. The time for being has arrived. Your work is to become the calm, coherent, and worthy anchor around which the tides of your life can now turn, revealing the reality that has been patiently waiting for you all along.